Hello and welcome to YNWA Transfer News, your ultimate source for all Liverpool FC transfer news. Our first news is this.
Liverpool
Thank you
news,
for watching.
Florian Wirtz's
Like and
woes
comment.
continue as
Subscribe.
teammate provides transfer hint. Liverpool were handed a harsh lesson in their last encounter with Manchester City before the international break. Arne Slot's men will be keen to bounce back when they lock horns with Nottingham Forest next. Despite kicking off the season with high hopes of clinching the title, such aspirations have taken a hit after the Reds endured 5 losses in 6 Premier League outings. The most recent defeat was a 3-0 drubbing by a relentless City side. Sean Dyche's Forest are the next hurdle for Liverpool's stars as they return from international duty. Among those returning is German sensation Florian Wirtz. The 22-year-old made his way to Merseyside this summer in a whopping £116 million deal. However, Wirtz has yet to justify his hefty price tag and, one of his German colleagues, has now weighed in on his struggles. YNWA Transfer News brings you the latest updates from Midfield. Florian Wirtz gets advice from Germany teammate. Wirtz's impact since his £116 million switch from Bayer Leverkusen has been a hot topic this season. The German is yet to find the back of the net or provide an assist in the Premier League, appearing somewhat out of sorts, reports the Mirror. However, fellow German and new Newcastle recruit Nick Woltemade has indirectly reassured Wirtz that it will take time for him to find his feet and that he is having more of an impact on games than he realizes. For every player, adjusting isn't easy. On paper, you might not see the goals, but if you compare my games with his, he's much more involved in the game, Woltemade told RTL. I'm probably in the right place 3 or 4 times. Get the ball and put it in the net. He, on the other hand, is very active in the game. He has many touches and makes good plays. Ibrahima Konate opens up on contract situation. French centre-half Ibrahima Konate remains one of Slot's preferred central defenders at Anfield but has yet to sign fresh terms with Liverpool. His existing deal expires in 2026. Rumors have indicated that Real Madrid are keen to secure him on a free transfer. But while representing France on international duty, Konate has dropped a huge clue about when he'll decide on his future. My agents continue to discuss with Liverpool. I hope my decision will be made very soon so I can announce it, Konate revealed ahead of France's match against Azerbaijan. When questioned about whether Liverpool had already tabled a fresh contract offer, he dismissed these claims. He said, "I don't know where that's coming from. Liverpool's next midfielder. Teenage phenomenon could be a superstar. Liverpool have their eyes on a teenager midfielder who could become a superstar. The Reds' next midfielder, then? Liverpool will aim to boost their midfield in 2026, having steered clear of it in their 2025 rebuild." Richard Hughes oversaw a massive summer spend that focused on the defense, as well as the middle of the Reds' attack. Now, part of that plan fell to pieces when Mark Guehi wasn't allowed to leave Crystal Palace at the transfer deadline. It's something they'll absolutely revisit once the transfer window reopens, but that's out of necessity. The 2026 plan was always to focus on midfielders and wingers, though. Liverpool didn't touch either area ahead of this season outside of letting players leave without replacements. So, as the Reds seek their next great midfielders, they're looking at all options. Importantly, they're looking at options who could kick on to become superstars, rather than players who are already pushing the £100 million mark. And they might have found an ideal one. Smid to Liverpool. Soccer News in the Netherlands claims Liverpool are now giving serious consideration to Smid. The 19-year-old is becoming a real star for AZ Alkmaar, but he also caught the eye for the Dutch under-19s this summer. Smid was the player of the tournament and the top scorer as the Netherlands won the U19 Euros. Not bad for a player usually performing in midfield. Smid scored in every game, except the final, in a magnificent campaign. But limiting his efforts to goals would be a disservice, and not only because those kinds of goal-scoring heroics aren't exactly easy to repeat. Fortunately, Smid's all-around game is what really catches the eye. He's a midfielder who completes around 5 progressive passes per 90 minutes, while also breaking through the lines with his ball carrying, something he does around twice per 90. Smid also wins tackles, recovers the ball, and importantly, is happy to receive progressive passes. He's essentially what Liverpool like to have in midfield under Arne Slot, a player who can receive passes in the midfield third, break through the lines, and get involved both defensive and offensively. Anyone winning several tackles and also helping to create over 4 shots per 90 minutes is a talented midfielder. Liverpool, then, will see a world of potential in Smid. It feels like he's got the talent to become any kind of midfielder. While he's already shown an ability to be a decisive force for a trophy, the perfect midfield project, then, a do-it-all teenager with all the growth potential in the world. Liverpool. Next 5 fixtures after international break as Arne Slot faces crucial run. Liverpool's players will soon be reporting back to the AZA training center as the international break draws to a close, and the Reds will be greeted with a crucial set of fixtures upon their return. With the last set of World Cup qualifiers being played over the next couple of days in Europe, thoughts will soon be turning back to domestic matters as the Premier League and Champions League return. It has already been a mixed break for Liverpool stars, with Dominic Szoboszlai and Milos Kerkez suffering a heartbreaking end to their World Cup dream, while the likes of Florian Wirtz and Andy Robertson still have work to do over the next couple of days, and once their international duties are done, the focus will switch to turning the Reds season around. It has been a disappointing couple of months to say the least for Liverpool, with 7 defeats in the last 10 games seeing Arne Slot's side fall off the pace in the title race, exit the Carabao Cup, and still with work to do in Europe. The next few weeks then will be crucial if the Reds are to rescue something from their current predicament. Having dropped 8 points behind Arsenal after the defeat to Manchester City, Liverpool's next 5 fixtures. Nottingham Forest Premier League, November 22nd, PSV Champions League, November 26th, West Ham Premier League, November 30. Sunderland Premier League, December 3rd, Leeds United Premier League, December 6. It's a huge few weeks that awaits Liverpool upon its return from the international break, and the Reds absolutely need to turn their recent form around over the coming games, after a difficult run of games before the break. On paper at least, the next few fixtures present an opportunity to pick up some much-needed points in the Premier League, and strengthen their hopes of qualifying for the knockout stages of the Champions League. Liverpool needs to get back to winning ways with home games against Forest and PSV up next. West Ham away presents a slightly tougher proposition compared to a few weeks ago with Nuno Espirito Santo now at the helm, but that still needs to be a game that the Reds are winning. Sunderland has been a revelation so far this season, but the Reds need to make the most of home advantage there. While Leeds has had a mixed return to the top flight so far, it is an absolute must for Liverpool to get back to winning ways over these next few games if it is keep its ailing title hopes alive. Arsenal faces Tottenham, Bayern Munich and Chelsea in its next 3 games, so it could be the ideal time to make up some ground on the Gunners, especially if they're without Gabriel Magalhaes now. Liverpool simply has to start winning regularly again. Any more defeats over the next few fixtures may well signal the end of its title hopes once and for all. Asterisk. Sporting director blamed Liverpool for Florian Wirtz difficulties. Liverpool completed a British record deal for Florian Wirtz last summer, paying what could end up being a £116 million fee for the Germany playmaker. Wirtz, 22, was a star in Bayer Leverkusen's 2023-24 unbeaten league and cup double-winning campaign. He was the attacking focal point under Xabi Alonso, convinced to take the next step in his career at Anfield by head coach Arne Slot. The Dutchman made a pledge to field Wirtz in the number 10 position, winning the race for his signature ahead of Real Madrid and Manchester City. Liverpool waiting for the best of Wirtz. It's fair to say it's been a slow start to the Liverpool career of Wirtz, who is without a goal or an assist through 11 matches in the Premier League. He has been in and out of the lineup under Slot, with the head coach settling on a left-wing position for the creative force in recent weeks. Liverpool on the whole have struggled of late, losing 7 of 10 games, and went into the international break on the back of a bad defeat to Man City. Wirtz's former boss hits out at Reds. Heading into the international window, Germany head coach Julian Nagelsmann passed comment that Wirtz would have more assists if Liverpool's forwards could simply finish the chances he created. And now another prominent German voice has spoken about the conditions Wirtz has inherited at Anfield. Interviewed by Kleiner Stadtanzeiger, the Leverkusen sporting director Simon Rolfs leapt to Wirtz's defense. Liverpool haven't gelled, says Rolfs. For all his individual class, Flo is above all one thing. A total team player, he said. Flo thrives on combination play, but at the moment Liverpool hasn't quite gelled as a team yet. That makes things more difficult for Flo. It's been a season of great renewal for the Reds. Outwin several title-winning stars in favor of £450 million worth of new signings. And it is true that Liverpool are still waiting to click. The £116 million man will eventually come good, but first Arne Slot has got to work out the optimum team formula. Wirtz knew his role clearly under Alonso, who played a 3-4-3 for Leverkusen, but it's yet to be worked out under Slot. Once top stars like Alexander Isak and Milos Kerkez get up to speed with life at Anfield, then we should see the best of Wirtz. Liverpool, Arsenal and Man United set to be offered chance to sign 29-year-old striker. Borussia Dortmund striker Serhou Guirassy could be on the move once again, with Team Talk reporting that the prolific 29-year-old is preparing to explore his options ahead of the January transfer window. Guirassy is attracting enormous attention due to a release clause in his contract, one that European giants are already lining up to trigger. Guirassy has established himself as one of Europe's most reliable finishers across the past 2 seasons. The striker has scored 7 goals in 15 appearances in all competitions this season. He scored 38 goals in 50 appearances in all competitions last season. Serhou Guirassy has a release clause in his contract, with a modest release clause expected to be activated in January. Clubs at the very top of the Premier League food chain are being contacted about a potential deal. YNWA names Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester City, Chelsea and Manchester United among the clubs who could be offered the chance to sign Guirassy. Liverpool are exploring depth behind Alexander Isak as the Swede continues to struggle with fitness. Arsenal remain in the market for a clinical, experienced striker to compete with Gabriel Jesus and Kai Havertz. Although it is clear that Victor Gyokeres remains their starting striker, Manchester City want more rotational depth behind Erling Haaland in what is expected to be a long, demanding season. Chelsea are looking to solve their long-standing centre-forward problem and see Guirassy as a short-term but guaranteed goals option. Man United's interest, however, is complicated. While the Red Devils appreciate Guirassy's ability and experience, their level of involvement in the race will depend entirely on how signing him would affect Benjamin Sesko's development and minutes. The Slovenian striker joined the Red Devils only in the summer transfer window, and signing a new attacker may harm his development. Kontrak Berakhir Tahun Depan. Kontrak Konate akan Berakhir pada Juni 2026 mendating Don bisa menekan prakontrak dengan klub manapun di luar Inggris. Tapi menurut Bik 26 tahun itu, Liverpool bahkan belum mengajukan proposal kontrak baru. Again saja terus berdiskusi dengan Liverpool. Saja harap keputusan saja akan dibuat secepat mungkin jadi saja bisa mengumumkannya, ujar Konate. Konate juga membana Liverpool telah mengajukan tawaran kontrak baru. Saja tidak tahu dari manakah baru itu datang. Tegasnya, baka juga to Bik Arsenal sedera satjalani tugas international. Siak didatangkan dari RB Leipzig pada 2021 lalu. Konate memang menjadi salah satu pilar lini belakang Liverpool, bersama Virgil van Dijk. Konate membantu Liverpool meraih 1 trofi Premier League, 1 Piala FA, 2 Piala Liga Inggris, dan 1 Community Shield. Konate juga selalu dipercaya menjadi slot Bik tengah Liverpool. Sejak ini, mantan pemain Sasho tersebut telah mencatatkan 148 penampilan bagi Liverpool dengan sumbangan 6 gol dan 4 assist, dengan kemungkinan mendatangkannya secara gratis. Real Madrid dikabarkan tengah menyiapkan proposal prakontrak untuk Konate. Jika terwujud, ia akan menjadi jejak Trent Alexander-Arnold yang pergi secara cuma-cuma setelah kontraknya habis di Liverpool.